All right. So, welcome everyone. It's around 7 o'clock, and this is the Master the Money Game webinar. I finally decided to deliver this webinar as a live stream because I think that today there's a need for people to learn the basics of business, the basics of the money game. And as you're gonna see, it's really, really simple. Like the money game. I mean, it's really just a game. Like, I don't understand why so many people are kind of stressing themselves out when money is just a game. But the thing is that you have to understand what game it is. So let me just put it here: is just a game. Um, think of it as a video game, or it can be any game. Like, if you're not into video games, it can be any game. And the important thing to understand when it comes to games is that this is something I talk about in my ideal game framework. The important thing is that you have to understand that every game has um, four components, right? So the first component is that there's a scope. Like in tennis or soccer, there is a set of boundaries. There's a net, there's a scope, there's a and you have to define the game. So that's number one. Number two, you're going to face challenges in the game. So it's not problems, okay? Like, this is important to understand. These are not problems. Like, when I play tennis or chess, I don't have problems, I have challenges. So it's more exciting. The third thing is that, of course, along with the challenges, you have capabilities. So you have to improve your capabilities all the time, right? It can be assets, resources, or in the case of video games, we have what they call weapons, and you pick up those weapons, and you're going to be better off. And so that's the third. The fourth component is the scoreboard. Of course, you have to watch the scoreboard. And so that's a game. Money is a game. Most people, unfortunately, don't see money as a game. They see money, as more or less, something I have to acquire because I have to pay the bills or the mortgage. Have to take care of the wife, kids, and so on and so forth. So most people see money as kind of like, it's that thing that I need to make, and I have to spend 5 days at the office. I mean, I'm telling you, money is just a game. And that's why I'm financially free right now. I don't have to work. I don't have to report to anybody. I don't have to report to some guy. I don't have to work like 40 hours a week to enrich some guy or the shareholders. Forget about that. I forgot about that, 26 years ago when I quit the corporate rat race, okay, in June 2000. So I'm telling you, I'm really fully qualified to teach you, and I know what I'm doing. Sometimes it sounds like I'm arrogant. No, I'm not arrogant. I just know what I'm doing. I'm financially free. So I can teach you how to become financially free. So this webinar is really for people who want financial freedom. And it's very simple. Do you want it or not? Like, if you want it, you got to get serious about the money game, because it's just a money game. There are people who are, they have a bit of an ego. Well, financial freedom. What would I do with my freedom? Like, what would I do if I, oh, dude, you don't know. You don't know until you're free. So I come out, I tell people, look, I'm serious as a teacher. I'm a business teacher. I developed like seven college level. College level means that, like, these are 15-week courses. Um, Starting a business, professional sales, email marketing, project management, online marketing research, B2B marketing, ideal career, taught at the Faculty of Management at McGill University. So I know my shit, okay? And so, like, I tell people straight, if you want to learn how to become financially free, then I can teach you. I can even give you, and this is the good news I want to share with you. I can not give you, but I'm gonna sell to you um, the Master the Money Game ebook, and you get the master resale rights, meaning that you can resell it at any price, and you pocket all the profits. Okay, you sell it for $100, you make $100 in your bank account. That's it. You sell to anybody online. There's millions of people online. So that's the bonus I'm going to give you. But anyway, let's get on with this exciting webinar, because I really can't wait to share with you this idea that I had, and it's becoming an empire right now. Because money is just a game. So if money is a game, like what exactly is this game all about? So let me just create a second copy here. Like, once you understand money as a game, then everything is going to be so clear to you, because you know exactly what you have to do in order to become financially free, which is the goal. Most people don't understand when they get a job that the goal is to become financially free. The goal of a job is not just to get a paycheck. Okay, so let me just put that down here. Not to get a paycheck. Because if that is your goal, then the teenager who's working at the local McDonald's, I mean, he has the same goal you have. You know, work the cash register or flip hamburgers and get a paycheck. I mean, you have to be smarter than a teenager. Nothing, no offense to teenagers. You got to be smarter. The teenager's goal is to get a paycheck. You, as a professional, okay, let's say you're older than 20, your goal should not be just to get a paycheck. Of course, you're going to get a paycheck. We're not communists here. You're working, you got to get paid, but you got to get more. So really, the goal of a job is, drum roll please, learn how to independently make money. Okay, that's the goal. Meaning that you got to learn from your employer, and ideally, of course, your employer should not be a nonprofit, should be a business organization. So your goal when you're showing up at the office, of course, you have to do the job because your boss is going to watch you. But your real goal, your secret goal, is to learn how they make money. Okay, so that you can turn around and you can launch your own business. Of course, you're not going to steal the IP, that's illegal, but you got to learn and study how they get customers. And I'm going to talk about this later on. How do they get customers? Um, how do they produce products and services? How do they create work processes? How do they make money so that you can turn around and you can make money without needing the employer, without needing a job? So, anyways, that's really advanced. So let's get down to the basics of the money game. Okay, the basics of the money game. There's only 4 levels. There's no other levels. Okay, there's only 4 levels, guys. It's like a freaking video game. Most people don't understand that there are 4 levels. Hold on, let me just check if get live stream is okay. Level number 1, I guarantee you, friends, that most people, including the smart, high IQ university students right now, 95% of them are not even involved in level 1. Level 1 is very simple: acquire skills. And we're going to talk about exactly what a skill is. Most people don't understand what a skill is, okay? You acquire skills. That's it. That's all. Okay, you're not doing anything else. You're not going on TikTok. Like the people who have a TikTok on their phone, I mean, they are losers. I'm telling you, because they're losing time. Time is your most valuable resource. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, it's a black hole. You're wasting your time. You're not serious, about the money game. It's like the line in Succession where Logan tells his kids, I love you, but you are not serious people. You're not serious people, because the 4 kids in Succession, they're just, promoting their image, and Shiv is just talking, she's very good with language and politics, but they're not building anything. They don't have any skill, really. Okay, so the first level of the game of money, if you're serious, you have to understand what a skill is and how you can acquire skills. Okay, the second level is, having skills is not enough. You got to perform. And I call it perform. I spell it like this because you have to execute according to a form, very much like karate forms. When you see a martial arts artist, she's gonna do like a form. It's kind of like a sequence of moves. Okay, so that's what I mean by perform. It's not enough to have skills. You're gonna have a lot of skills, but you have to perform in the real world. So that's how you're gonna be able to earn an income. Okay, having skills doesn't mean you're gonna earn an income. You have to perform. Um, we're going to talk about that later on. And promotion is part of it, branding is part of it, but I think today people focus too much on resumes, interviews. You have tons of books talking about how to knock them dead. No, you don't have to knock anybody dead in a job interview. You just have to demonstrate that you have the skill. I'm going to teach you how I actually did it, and I never ever had any problem in a job interview. I tell them, look, this is my skill. You want to hire me, yes or no? So when you have the skills, you can be that blunt. You can show up in a job interview. Hey, it's yes or no. Okay, these are my skills. I don't look at my resume. I don't care about my cover letter. These are my skills. I've been tested. Okay, not for sexual transmitted disease, but I've been tested by 5 headhunting firms. These are my skills. Yes or no. That's it. So trust me, friends, when you have skills, like real skills that you can demonstrate, you show up, they say yes or they say no. If they say no, no problem, no hard feelings. You say next. If they say no, you say next. You go to the next employer. So ultimately, you have power. That's what I'm talking about. But power comes from skills. If you don't have skills that you can demonstrate, you got no power. Okay, so that's very important. Power, by the way, is something. It's power is like job number one. If you don't have power, you can't even get a date. Okay, you can't get women to be interested in you. You got no power. You're not competent. If you have no power, employers are not going to be interested in you. You can send like 100 resumes. You can have like a beautiful website. You got no power. You cannot demonstrate your power. What I mean by power is that the power um, to generate or produce results for employers. And the power, once again, comes from skills, level one. So you're going to see that, yeah, there are 4 levels, but you have to master one level well before you move on to the next level. Here, for example, a lot of university graduates or freelancers, they show up in the marketplace and they send the cover letters and resumes and they network and blah, 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 but they don't have the skills. You cannot perform well at level two unless and until you've performed really well at level one, right? Okay, anyway, let's move on to level three. Suppose that you can perform, right? You can demonstrate your skills and you can make money. Well, what is the next level? The next level is save money. Okay, in many ways, like this is the easiest level. Why? Because this level is where you do nothing. Okay, like so many people are spending, spending, spending. They don't realize that money is like blood. Okay, every time that you're spending money, you're losing blood, so you're getting weaker and weaker. So don't give away your blood. You have to respect money. If you have money, you make money, and then you just release the money, you give it away because there's a bargain over here, there's a bargain over there. Well, you're not in control of your emotions, right? So here, a lot of people have to stop spending. So you do nothing. This level is very easy. You do nothing. You don't spend money. People go online, they see an ad, I don't know, sometimes people call it shopping as therapy. They spend money, they spend money, they spend money. Well, the more money you spend, the weaker you get, right? And you don't have money. So this level is all about saving. Of course, it's not just about saving, it's about managing your finances. You have to know where your money is going, like how much money are you spending on this, on that. You got to check your credit card statements. Control yourself, control your money. A lot of people, they make a lot of money here, 150K per year, but they also spend so much money, so they don't have a lot of savings. So what is your level? You have to know what level you are. Are you currently at the level where you're learning skills? Are you at the level where you're trying to make as much money as possible from your skills? Are you at the level where you're trying to manage your finances? And of course, you have to use Excel, Google Sheet. And finally, the fourth level is the elite level where I'm playing right now. It's not an easy game, but hey, it's like any game. The more you play the game, the better you get. And this is where you're investing your money so that, you turn your money into capital. Capital is a fancy word, but it basically means assets um, that grow in value or that generate income. So Bitcoin is an asset. Uh, it's even known as a digital hard asset. So you can invest in Bitcoin, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in anything, but that's when you turn your money into capital. Because if you keep your money in a savings bank account, well, it's not capital. Capital means money that is working for you. This is so important. So I'm going to put it down here. Money, capital is money working for you. The money in your wallet, in your purse, is not working for you. Like it's liquid. Yeah, you can go out and you can spend, but it's not capital. So you have to convert your money into capital. And so there's Bitcoin, there's real estate, there's gold, there's government bonds, and we're gonna talk about all that. There's private equity. You can invest in private companies. You can even, like what I do is I go on Temu and I invest in I acquire assets. Recently, I bought a drill, and I'm gonna create like a lot of stuff with that drill. So because the drill cost me like what, $30. The $30 that I keep in my bank account, checking account, it's doing nothing. But the $30 that I've converted into a drill, okay, I can actually be productive. I can create stuff. Another example is that I'm buying like $6 pens from China, and I'm reselling them for $20. So that's an easy markup. So that's what I'm talking about. You got to invest your money, buy low, sell high. It's really simple. Buy low, $6, sell high, $20. I can actually sell it for $30 if I want to. But anyways, that's currently the game I'm playing. And so it doesn't matter at what level you are. If you're at level one, it doesn't mean you're behind me. It's just that this is where you are. But unfortunately, most people are not even at level one. They are at level zero. And this is really bad. Level zero means that you have TikTok on your phone. Please get rid of TikTok. It's very toxic. Unless you have something to sell. Of course, if you have something to sell, you should have several TikTok accounts to sell your widget, your stuff. But please abandon TikTok. Okay, don't spend so much time on Facebook. Don't spend so much time on YouTube. I used to watch Joe Rogan. Now I feel it's a total waste of time. Joe Rogan is a very nice guy, very entertaining, but it's just a waste of time. A lot of people are at level zero. Why? Because they're spending time online and they're not learning any skills. That's level one. If you're not even at level one, you're not even in the game. You're not even a serious person. Now, of course, if you're a multimillionaire and you're sitting on your yacht and you're listening to me yapping, okay, fine. I can probably learn from you. But if you're not financially free, like if you have to show up